Nothing at all. And look at these two. Look, like they're still out here, dude. How long does it take you to close the deal? She's a prostitute. You like hand money over, and then it's done. I don't understand. Some people I just don't know, man.
Mr. Holmes, Dr. Watson, a real pleasure to see you. I say, where have you been? You've stayed away for some months now.
Indeed, we took a very long journey and barely made it back. However, we have more important matters to discuss. Didn't you say you have some knowledge of ancient people, their language, writings, and customs?
Indeed I did, Mr. Holmes. Why do you ask?
Oh, no reason. All I have is ancient book of unspeakable evil. Here.
You are just the man we need. I ran across this esoteric text during our travels and wondered if... Is there something wrong, Barnes?
Mr. Holmes, wherever did you find this? This book, it is worthy of a museum.
If you could be so good as to translate some of these fragments for me, I would be in your debt. I am particularly interested in these pages here. They are in the poorest condition and therefore appear to be the most used.
With pleasure. I will get to work straight away and keep you informed of my progress.
So apparently Barnes in his various outings has run across the writing of the Cthulhu cult before. That's interesting. I like to pull up the map. I keep forgetting what the map is. I need to go to the wharf.
I have no reason to go.
Oh, when I walk down the street, it will say go to the wharf. I thought I could just skip it and just go there, but nope. Oh, I gotta talk to the paper boy, of course. Give me a newspaper.
Strand! Get the Strand! 3 ships still missing at sea! All aboard feared lost! Get the Strand! Latest word on the missing ships!
Give me the latest edition. There's a good lad.
Thank you, mister.
Alright, the basic things of this is that there's a storm of the century brewing off the Scottish and Irish coasts. The smaller storms are gathering all over the world. 34 ships have been lost so far in the same location. The only good thing is that the lighthouses are still working. That's great. The French police sputter. Oh, this first line's awesome. Undoubtedly, the French police are always late. Yeah, this is not a biased newspaper at all. Anyway, this burglar AL that we read about in the first newspaper has actually been stealing more and more stuff, and people are actually like being honored that he's stealing from them. They're actually getting excited about it instead of mad. So, whatever. People don't even want don't even want the police to chase after him. It's very strange. But from what other people have told me so far in the comments, this AL guy is apparently the antagonist in another one of these Sherlock Holmes games.
Watson, consider the news of all these missing ships. I have an idea, but it will be necessary to secure a chart for the Scotland coast and nearby seas. No point in asking Barnes. I have no desire to divert his attention from the translation.
True enough, Holmes. But where else would we find such a chart?
Really? 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 You're that stupid. My God, Holmes, where will we find sea charts? You'd have to go someplace where they had the sea.
Coachman. We must get to the warehouses near the Thames dockyards, and quickly.
Moron. I have no idea what, Holmes, what we would ever find. Where would we...
It's elementary. It is a sea chart we seek. We must go to the harbour.
Where would we find sea charts? At the boatyard. You moron.
Good day, sir.
Good morning to you, gentlemen. Would you care for a pint, or perhaps something finer?
Thank you, but at the moment I have need of information and will have to miss another glass of your fine ale. More's the pity. Would you happen to know where I could find charts of the local waters?
They're all kept at the harbour master's office, but I'm afraid only those with port business are allowed to enter. I trust you understand.
Precisely. What I need is a chart of the Scottish area, where all those ships have wrecked recently.
Indeed, such a sad tale. All those poor souls lost at sea. It seems as if the very devil is at work there. Hang on, a chart of the Scotland coastline, you said? It seems to me I have one in my room over there, behind the bar. Here's the key. Take it and have a look for yourself. If you find it, it's yours for the taking.
Oh, I'll find it.
I need something.
Of course I do. Can't just unlock it by yourself, can you, Holmes? There's that Lord Rochester guy who's treasure sunk. I don't see anything weird, but...
A photograph of Rochester as a young man.
Let's take a look at these sea charts.
I have what we need, Watson. Now, let's examine this map.
Okay, the basic idea here is that we're going to, the numbers that young Davy gave us are map coordinates, as I said earlier. So, the first one is 56, 43, and 6, and the second one is 6.134, so about right here.
Watson, that's what those mysterious figures meant. Longitude and latitude. They indicate a point along the Scottish coast called Ardnamurcombe. Let's bring back the key to the tavern keeper and see if he knows this place.
Yeah, let's go see.
Did you find everything to your liking?
Indeed, you are as good as your word. I found the charts, just as you said. Does the name Ardnamurcombe mean anything to you?
Ah, yes. It's a lighthouse along that very coastline. Legend has it, the place was built over a pirate's hideaway. In fact, now that I think on it, that spot is right in the middle of the tempest that is taking down all those ships. Rather odd-looking building. They say the chap who built it, Stevenson I believe his name was, that he fancied up the entrance with foreign symbols, Egyptian obelisks and even a dog with wings. Strange fixings for a lighthouse, isn't it?
Yeah, and that doesn't scream of Cthulhu mythos or the book The Hound at all. Perfectly normal. It doesn't matter where you click here, they always make you go to your house, even though you're supposed to be going to the Barnes' bookstore. I don't know why.
Mr. Holmes, that gent Barnes is looking for you. He says to come quick, most urgent news.
Thank you, because if you hadn't told me that, I wouldn't have wanted to go to the bookstore anyway. I did want to go to the bookstore. Melcombe Street? Is that how you pronounce that? Melcombe? Is it Malcolm? I don't know. I guess it doesn't matter. Oh, I keep hitting E to activate things. I gotta stop playing games that aren't this.
Mr. Holmes, I was able to translate the pages that you wanted. Come, I will show you. This book is quite ancient. It tells of a terrifying sect devoted to strange entities. The descriptions are vague, but we can presume the origin of this myth arises from the destructive Leviathan represented in the Bible, a creature said to sleep and dream in a strange city under the sea.
A nightmare sleeping within the sea.
To be exact, the pages you asked me to translate are in fact a prayer or invocation to this entity and the description of the ceremony associated with it. To be frank, what is described in this book would make one laugh, were it not for its reliance on such horribly obscene, morbid, and bloodthirsty language.
And this ceremony, what can you tell me about it?
Promise me you will not laugh. The book says that hundreds or thousands of years ago, during a particular alignment of the stars, a priest performed these rites, invoking the name of a destructive Leviathan. The priest intoned his name and called for his return to this earth so his followers could give him his due. The priest then asked a representative of each nation on the earth to recite the invocation and sacrifice themselves to the sea from atop a colossal natural rock tower surrounded by water. All this is quite absurd, isn't it?
Pray continue, Barnes.
As you like. It goes on to say that the ceremony must be held under the image of the messenger of the outside gods. Nothing more exact is said on these entities. However, from their description, their messenger would have a form rather close to the Egyptian Sphinx, except that his face is without feature and jet black in colour. So an idol in its likeness must be present during the ceremony. But can you imagine that? Some so-called priest and an international crowd atop a tower singing in unison before some faceless winged stone lion?
I can imagine it very well, Barnes. You say that these people are to throw themselves into the sea so that their god will have his due. But what is it about? What does this god seek?
That's the most preposterous part of this tale, and proves it to be pure myth and fancy. Even for the sake of argument, this ceremony could never have happened. In such ancient times, it would have been quite impossible to gather representatives from every nation on Earth and in one place.
I understand, Barnes. Humour me a bit more and please answer my last question. What would this Leviathan want from us?
Indeed, we would owe this creature our world. According to this, complete the ceremony and the collective sacrifice, invoke the demon, and he will arise and swallow the earth. Yes, Holmes, they sought nothing less than the end of the world. What nonsense!
Thank you, Barnes. I must leave now. Goodbye.
I think the Necronomicon's driving Barnes insane.
The newspaper dating before our departure. Watson, find it. There was some article about the current alignment of the stars. This may tell us precisely how much time we have left.
But Holmes, surely you can't believe...
The newspaper, Watson. Find that newspaper.
Shut up, Watson, damn you. Anyway, it said that they need to sacrifice themselves to the sea from atop a large stone tower.
Look, Watson! The light is barely lit! This explains the shipwrecks and recent disappearances!
Holmes, if we do not find a place to land, and soon, I fear they will add our names to those poor souls lost in these seas.
So, that's what's happening here.
Oh my God! Holmes! Look! The sea! It just swallowed him!
Lambs for the slaughter! Watson, we must stop this!
Alright, and that's where we're going to leave off, is right here. I have not progressed past this point, so we'll have some fun times. And I'll see you guys then.